What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Inside the Force. Dave Cottingham with Hannah Burr.
Hello.
How are you, Hannah?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Good evening, everybody. We held off, recording a little bit this week so we can take in the release of the third season of Star Wars Visions.
Yes.
Finally got some new content from Star Wars.
We'll take it.
We'll talk through that, which will probably be the majority of the show. There's one little topic we'll kind of hit on a little bit still, which is a little bit more about the Ben Solo thing that didn't happen, and we talked a lot about that last week. But anyway, first and foremost, thanks to our patrons, as always, for all the support and all the comments and things like that you guys do. So, as always, we can't do this, or we do all this for you guys, so we appreciate it. They do have some comments here from our episode of what we called Ben Solo Denied last week, because that's basically what happened. Is Ben Solo movie got denied by Disney. And let's see, Brandon on here says, I'm surprised you haven't seen Ocean's 11, Hannah. And he says, I want video game developers to take their time to make games. Too many games get rushed and are overpriced.
Agreed.
Yeah.
When they're rushed and then you play them, there are so many bugs that people lose interest. There was a recent game that came out that a lot of people were very excited for. I can't remember what it is, but so many people were excited for it, and it came out and there were so many bugs that the popularity of the game just kind of crashed because people were like, I cannot play this game. And it might not have been recent. It might have been a few years ago, but I remember that happening to a game that was highly anticipated.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's hard because you either try to get a game out so you can kind of ride the momentum, or you take so long to get a game out that you lose interest. You know, like right now, and I think the problem is sometimes with some of these games is they promote these games so far in advance.
Yes. That's probably what the problem is they should probably advertise the game a little closer to release.
Yeah.
Than years
like
in
Star
advance.
Wars Eclipse.
Like, where is it?
That was like 3 years ago. And we have no idea still when it's coming out. So it's like, I'm over it. I got give me something else.
Yeah. And like the remaster or remake of KOTOR. It's like, where's that?
Exactly. So I agree. I think it's tough because you want good quality games, but you also want, especially when there's sequels, like you want to get to them quicker.
Yes.
But it's just hard. Let's see. Thrawn says, I love Adam Driver and would have been excited for a Ben Solo movie, but I don't like it when they could just bring back characters back from the dead.
Yes.
Make their deaths in the previous movie less. It makes their deaths in the previous movie less meaningful. I can see why Bob Iger turned it down, though, with the character already being dead, and probably because everyone still had a bad taste in their mouths from the sequel trilogy in general. And he says, I refuse to believe Star Wars Eclipse will get released until I have it in hand and I'm putting the disc into my PS5. So that's exactly what we just said. And then he says, I'll read both these novels, but I do feel since High Republic ended, the novels are a bit hit and miss for me. Sanctuary Bad Batch novel wasn't great, but not overly. Looking forward to the Last Order book about Finn. Need more Reign of the Empire type novels. I'm looking forward to the new Vader novel coming out next month. Yes, I am in all agreement of that.
I am too. Like, I still am struggling with the fact that Ventress came back from the dead.
Right. Yeah.
I'm just like, don't get me wrong, I like the character and I like what they're doing with her, but I'm still having a difficult time of not letting her death matter.
Yes. Very true. And that's probably, that's arguably probably the biggest death, in my opinion, of a major character that they retconned and brought her back.
I mean,
not counting Palpatine, but
right.
Because you have to make a very convincing argument of how it happened, right?
Yes.
And we all kind of figured out that the only way Ventress was going to be back is because of the Night Magic, Night Sisters, but it's still tougher. I think if we, I think with that, if we had seen that in an actual episode that she passed and then brought her back, I think there would be a little bit more confusion there, But since a lot of people probably didn't read Dark Disciple and realize she even died, it probably wasn't that big of a deal, right?
Agreed. Because a lot of people, when people who read the book brought up, why is Ventress back? Like, she died in this book. Everybody who didn't read the book were like, she died?
What do you mean she died? Exactly.
Didn't the sales of that book skyrocket?
It did. It actually did. You're right.
So I agree. I think, and I work for the brand. I do not speak for the brand. My opinions are mine and mine alone. I think what happened is they found out with Maul, people got excited that Maul still survived. But at least with Darth Maul, it actually makes sense that he could still survive. Because he got cut in half. And there are people today who don't have legs. Or like a lower torso. There are people who have survived like that. So that actually makes sense to us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think they got, Disney was like, oh, people liked this. What if we did it with other characters? And it's like, no, Darth Maul's the exception here. Because that one actually could make sense.
Yes. Because his body didn't disappear like Ben Solo's did.
Yes, or it wasn't dead like Ventress. Like, Ventress was dead.
Yes, dead and buried. Yeah, pretty much so.
Meanwhile, Maul is just assumed.
Yeah. And I think, I think it's understandable too about Palpatine, how he survived.
Right.
I mean,
he
kind of
sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think
it's convoluted, but sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's doable with whenever it pertains to the Force. I think it does make sense. I mean, that's why these people are doing it. But now let's go there a little bit, because I did a Force reaction that I put on the Patreon page earlier this week after we had done our episode, because we didn't talk about this on our episode, but we didn't really talk about how we think that it would be possible to bring Ben back.
Right.
And I think the only way to do it would be, which I talked about in my reaction, is it has to be with the world between worlds.
Oh yeah, that's the only way. And then he's trying to get back to the living. I mean, there's already a fan-made trailer out there that Martin Cyberren actually showed us.
Yes.
And first off, AI, stop being scary, because some of those shots I had to do a double take, and I was like, "What? When was it? What?"
Yeah.
Second, I think the way that trailer played out is the only way it could have worked.
Well, I think, I believe the trailer had Anakin in it, right?
Yes, and Anakin's like, because you're here, the world between worlds, that means you have a chance. A chance for what? A chance to live.
See, my theory would have been, and I do think, I will say this, I do think with all the chatter going around, these trailers that are being made, I think they're gonna release. I think they may release a script, or
that would be awesome if they could release a script.
Or I think that it's possible they could really think about converting this into a novel.
You know what? That would be excellent, or at least, or do an audio drama like you did with YouTube, but have Adam Driver be
absolutely.
the narrator.
I think there could be enough fan cry for this thing.
Oh, there's already a petition out for them to make the movie.
Totally.
I don't think they're going to make the movie, but I agree with you. They could end up doing like I think the best route here is to do an audio drama and have Adam Driver be your narrator.
I'd be down for that. Yep.
I think that's the best route if it still fits within the canon.
Yes, that's the big point.
And if it doesn't, then release the script. Or you could still release an audio of the script, like an audio drama, but instead you have Adam Driver read it and you make it clear this isn't canon, but...
Well, I think if they put it on something like that, it would have to be canon.
Okay. Well, then there you go. That's the question then.
Yeah, I know.
Will it be canon based on the Rey movie coming out?
Correct. Yeah.
And that's
here's my theory though about the World Between Worlds, because I did like that trailer, and I think that would be really neat to see Anakin and Ben interacting there. But
especially because Ben admired his grandfather for all the wrong reasons.
Of course. But my theory is that it's not Ben in the World Between Worlds, like trapped in the World Between Worlds trying to find a way back, because the movie's called Hunt for Ben Solo. So I think somebody goes into the World Between Worlds to find him. And they're just like Ezra kind of went to these different portals. Like he's got to find where he can pull Ben. Just like how Ahsoka, we already saw the blueprint of how Ahsoka survived. Like the person that died, like they don't know that the World Between Worlds exists, right? Or how to get there. They are pulled into it. Now, you can make the argument, I don't know for sure, like when during Ahsoka season 1, when she falls into the water, like is the argument that she's really in the World Between Worlds, or she's kind of like, in halfway dying, and then she's kind of, it was a little more clear and I guess more concrete when Ezra found a portal into the World Between Worlds, and then was able to pull Ahsoka and save her, and that's how Ahsoka survives. So part of me is like, that seems like might be the movie where somebody, maybe Rey, I doubt it was Rey, it'd probably be somebody else, goes hunting for a Ben Solo to bring him back. And who could that have been? I don't know. Because who knew Ben Solo really?
Maybe the Knights of Ren. Because like Hunt has such a negative connotation behind it that I don't think it would be Rey. Because otherwise then it would be the search for Ben Solo.
Right.
So maybe it is the Knights of Ren being what. Yeah, like it would be the search for Ben Solo if there was more of a positive. But the Hunt has such a negative feel to it. So I think it would be the Knights of Ren, or it would be like somebody he crossed or whatever.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, to me, that's the only way I think, because Filoni has been said to have been attached to this and very well involved in the creative of it. So I think he would have helped figure out a way to make it fit within the canon of Star Wars and explain to us how it would have worked with the World Between Worlds, because he's already done it a couple times. So I don't know. I think it would have been interesting. I think it would have been interesting to see.
Yeah. We'll see.
But a lot of people talking about it, and I don't know if anything will come of it, but it's pretty interesting. And let's see. Well, I guess the other thing that's interesting too is, again, this is kind of a slow period right now for Star Wars. Like, was it strategically kind of let out at this time, this news, so that to keep people talking about Star Wars? And the other flip side of that is, I've heard a lot of people seen a lot of people comment that this is the same thing that Ryan Reynolds did for Deadpool, because he pitched Deadpool to Sony and to Marvel, not Sony, 20th Century at the time when they were making all the X-Men movies and stuff like that, right? He kept pitching Deadpool and they kept saying no. Well, him and Sean Levy went and shot the scene. So the very beginning of Deadpool, the first movie, have you seen that?
Yes.
Yeah. Remember he's sitting on the up on the freeway and he's like drawing, he's dancing, he's kind of like singing to himself, and he drops into that SUV of bad guys. Like that was a test shoot they did.
Oh.
And it just happened to be released onto the internet. And people raved about it. They were like, oh my gosh, we're actually going to get Deadpool. Well, 20th Century saw all the hype. They're like, well, we can't not make this movie now. So they greenlit the movie.
I didn't know that's what happened.
Yes. It was too vulgar. Like there was no way that they were going to do it, right? But they showed, like Ryan Reynolds showed how it would go and stuff.
Oh my God.
And just everybody was going crazy about it on the internet. It's kind of the same thing. It feels like some people mentioned, like, are they doing this to kind of gauge really what kind of excitement that people are having for this? I mean, it's not a bad idea.
It's not, especially with how much people don't like the sequels. It's not a bad idea.
That's right.
Marketing can, like, a lot of people think marketing is just commercials. It's just that sort of thing. No, there are very creative ways to market things. And
a great way to gauge it is organic growth, right?
Absolutely. I mean, also just, press releases ahead of it is a good way. Like, for example, I think the first movie, and you can feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but the first movie to really experiment with marketing was Blair Witch.
Well,
because
it depends on what you got to be specific on the type of marketing.
Okay, creative outside the box marketing.
Yes.
Because with Blair Witch, before they released the movie, they released all these fake blogs and articles talking about the Blair Witch and talking about these kids disappearing and and then the movie came out. And that's when people were like, oh, this was just promotional stuff. But this was an indie film.
Yes.
It had no right of making the success that it did. Like, it's a great movie. It's absolutely terrifying, but it's a great movie.
They centered, they marketed it as if it was a real, like real footage, real stuff that happened. Yes.
And it was
brilliant. It was brilliant.
Brilliant. So I would argue, based on that success, why wouldn't you think out of the box with marketing? So, I don't know, but I think
but you think this is something they actually? I don't know. I don't know if this is something Disney would do. I think this is something that Soderbergh and Driver would do to kind of basically tell them, like, look, there's a market for this.
Yeah, be like, look, I know you thought that the sequels did such a bad job, but look at all the hype for this.
That's right. That's right.
That takes place during the sequels. Heck, it's getting more hype than the Rain movie that they're thinking about doing.
That's right. That's right.
So, I mean, I wouldn't doubt that that's why they finally were like, let's just throw this out there and see what people think about it. And who knows? Once again, I have no clue. And this is my own opinion. But it could have been that Iger said, let's just wait a few years for things to cool down and then throw it out there and see what happens. Like, this could have been a whole thing that was behind the scenes that we're not aware of.
It could have. It could have. Could be.
It could have. I mean, crazier things have happened.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes. So who knows?
Yeah. I mean, it's better than, I tell you what, it's better than having Lucasfilm at like a celebration announce it, and then all of a sudden it doesn't get made, because we've been kind of in that boat a little bit with some of these. Like, is James Mangold's movie going to happen? Is
Taika
Ryan
Waititi's
Johnson's movie really going to happen? It's like, who knows?
I wonder if the reason why they said no, and maybe it wasn't a no, it was a wait, because they realized we're getting a little too excited about what we're announcing and what we're not announcing.
Right.
So, like, that could be it too.
because a lot of people do argue, are convinced that, you know, when they said Rian Johnson, who directed The Last Jedi, when they said he was working on a new trilogy, you know, there wasn't a lot of excitement about that.
There wasn't. The only excitement came from people who loved The Last Jedi.
That's right.
Those who didn't like it.
Which was only about half the fandom.
Yeah, seriously.
So because of that, I mean, a lot of people think, which I kind of do, that's why it died. That's why they're not moving forward with it, because so that's a lot of fans that aren't going to go see your movie.
So maybe this is like purposely being done this way. Yeah, that's a thought.
Purposely it's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea.
It's not bad. It's different.
It doesn't cost you anything.
No.
Doesn't cost you a dime.
Well, maybe they did. Maybe they are paying Adam and Andy.
So the article that I've read is that Soderbergh and Adam Driver have not made a dime off of this.
No, not made a dime off of the idea and the concept, but I'm saying they might be making a dime off of this clever marketing.
Oh, possibly, but I mean,
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't think right now. I think the only money they're out right now is they apparently paid the writer $3 million to write the script.
Oh man, what would you do with $3 million lying?
I can't imagine. Why would you pay that much for this script? But that's just me.
Well, we're also talking about like stars that have millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. $3 million.
I mean, I know. I've heard of writers getting like $400,000 or $500,000 to do spec scripts and stuff like that. But $3 million, that's crazy. Maybe I can't remember who it was. Maybe that's their asking price or whatever. But apparently, it was good enough to Kathleen Kennedy to sign off on it, but it wasn't good enough for Iger too. So
well, I don't know about you, but I'd love to have $3 million just sitting around for me to do something with it.
Well, sure, yeah, okay, all of us would. Okay, well, like I said in my forced reaction, I think there's going to be a lot more still to discuss about this. I think there's still going to be some things that come out. I think there's going to be some more ideas of what the story was actually going to be around and stuff like that, which would be interesting because it would again spark a lot more conversation. So. Yeah. Okay, let's talk Visions a little bit.
All right.
9 new shorts. A couple, I think 3 of them are basically sequels to episodes from the first season. And let's just start with overall reactions, Hannah. Overall reactions to the kind of the collection.
All right. I do not speak for the brand. My opinion is mine alone. I feel like this is the weakest of all 3 seasons. I didn't connect with first off, I do want to say that artistically, they're all gorgeous.
Yeah.
They're all beautiful. And also, how dare you make me fall in love and then mourn a droid in 15 minutes? How dare you? But I feel like I only really connected with 3 of them. And the rest of them, I kind of was further, I feel like with this, there were a lot more abstract ideas going on. A lot more abstract in the Force ideas. Mm-hmm. And I don't know about you all, that last one threw me for a loop.
Yes.
My poor husband, once again, I was like, oh, this is so interesting. I love this art style. So cool. My husband's like, I can't watch this. I'm getting sick.
Yeah, same.
It's a lot. But I feel like this season, in addition to the 3 sequels, there's just a lot of abstract ideas going on here. And I don't think a lot of them are landing, but I would love, this is why I like our podcast, is because, well, there are several reasons. One of them is because we have an audience that's very global. Mm-hmm. And I really want to hear, if anybody's in Japan, I would love to hear your thoughts on this, because I wonder if this connects more with Japanese culture and with Japanese ideals than it does with America. Because, I think it'd be a very interesting study if that's the case, because we have to keep in mind these are Japanese companies.
Right.
So are they gearing their stories more towards their ideals, what their culture more is, what their culture is like, or are they trying to do this for an American audience? And so, the one thing that I love about Visions is that it's a chance for specifically Americans and other people around the world. Season 2, a little less so because there are so many cultures represented, but it's a chance for us to see what Star Wars looks like in the eyes of other countries. And I think that's beautiful, and I think that's fascinating. I just don't think this season landed that well. And as I said, I just wonder if that's because we have a different, if it's just a difference of cultures. Because if it's a difference of cultures, then I think that's a really interesting study, and it's very revealing how they view this. I do want to say, the one thing that I saw consistently throughout the episodes that I loved, and I can't remember if this was in season 1 or not, but the stormtroopers, whenever they were wearing their helmets, they were very samurai based.
Yes.
They had different open slits like samurai masks had, and I absolutely loved that. Also, I'm on a bit of a samurai kick right now because my husband's playing Ghost of Yote and also Ghost of Tsushima. He played Ghost of Tsushima a number of years ago and then played Ghost of Yote, which, by the way, that Erika Ishii did such a great job as the lead in that. She did so well. And it's a beautiful game. But anyway, so I'm kind of on a historical Japanese kick right now.
Interesting. Yeah.
What were your takeaways?
Well, I watched this with my 15-year-old daughter, who has been a big fan of anime for at least 6-7 years now. She draws a lot, and her kind of style is very anime driven right now, and as she's learning other art styles, but huge fan of anime. So she does enjoy these Vision seasons. But I will tell you, the both of us last night, we struggled getting through these. Like you, they're beautiful, some more than others, but I just struggled. I struggled the stories. I struggled with connecting with the stories on some of these and the characters. A couple of them started off really good, and then they kind of just didn't hold me till the end. And I kind of wish, I don't know. I'm over the fact from the first season that, I know these things aren't really canon and they don't really fit into the whole timeline of Star Wars, but, there's definitely some other ones in the previous seasons where I'm like, well, okay, that was pretty good. Like, I like that storyline and what happened and things like that on top of the art. But it was a struggle for both of us. Some of them would end and we would look at each other and it was just like, and especially the last one, we couldn't hardly get through the last one.
That was one.
Yeah, so that was a little tough. That was a little tough. So overall, I like you, it's definitely the weakest of the 3 seasons. And I wish, and I feel like I have to look back, but I feel like they were all a little longer than the previous seasons. I could be wrong, but I felt like they were all like in that 10 to 15 minutes, but a lot of these were over 20 minutes.
Yes, that is true.
So maybe that was a little bit of it too. Some of them dragged a little longer than I think they should have. So, well, let's just go through them real quick. The Duel. So that was good for you.
That was my favorite. Out of all of them, that was my favorite.
I think that was the best of the bunch for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that's one of the sequels, right?
It is the sequel. Yeah.
Yeah. I just think
Ronan is the main character, and they've done other stuff like novels and stuff with this character too.
It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant, and I love the end where it's like, "You're not a Jedi." Like, don't even pretend that you are one. And then the fact that and the little Ewoks.
Yeah.
And like it was fun. It was fun. It was suspenseful. It was a solid story. You got a little bit of everything with it.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, like the first Duel from the first season, you know, it was one of the things like I think that's the one you're talking about where the stormtroopers had like Japanese style.
Yeah, they throughout this season, the stormtrooper helmets are all Japanese style samurai.
Even this one.
Yeah, this one because
Okay.
they'll have that cut out here.
Well, I just felt like this, like that duel in season 1. I felt like was, you know, it was very Japanese culture in Star Wars, you know, and for some reason, in this one, I felt like this kind of put these characters back into like a Star Wars environment because the Ewoks kind of made it Star Wars because you started hearing the familiar sounds of like the Ewoks and the music around the Ewoks.
Right.
And, you know, there's the Wookiees in there. And, you know, it's like, it felt more like Star Wars with these Japanese fighters in a sense, or these samurai fighters, you know? So, but I did like it. I did like that one. I think that one was the best of the bunch.
Yes.
Now, what about the Song of Four Wings?
I love that one too, actually.
Yeah.
With the princess and the Husa.
Husa, yeah.
Husa, that's it. Husa.
Husa.
I love that because I feel like that's Leia in a different life.
I know. Is that kind of what it is? I mean,
I feel like it is. Like if
I mean, they made
Leia
it
was in a different world, especially with the hairstyle, which is like a later Leia hairstyle. I
Yes.
really liked that one. I liked that one a lot, especially when the walkers popped out of the snow like daisies.
Mm-hmm.
I think I said something that I'm not allowed to repeat on this podcast because that took me by surprise.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, like.
Yeah, that one was okay. It was fun. I did think about that too. Like, is this supposed to be Leia? You know, because I looked in the credits to see is that Admiral Akbar actually that's in that, but it's not.
It's not Admiral Akbar.
Yeah.
I think it's very similar to in season 1. We had that one episode where there were the twins.
Right.
That were both dark side. I think it's supposed to play off of that in the sense of this is Leia if her hometown was taken over.
Right. Yeah. But also could be a new character. But again,
absolutely could be another Spitfire girl who is strong and
right
is a survivor.
And then you have another sequel from the first season, The Ninth Jedi, Child of Hope.
I liked this one too, actually, with Tito.
Mm-hmm.
And this was when it started to, in full honesty, when it started to taper off for me.
Yeah.
But I still liked this one about it, like it being about the Force, and she's like, I'm not, and then she realized, oh, I can't be afraid of it. And once again, the droid pulls at our heartstrings.
Right.
R.I.P. So I did like this one, but this was when I started to get a little disconnected from the episodes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think again, I agree with you. I think it had some promise. It was doing good. I think it ended up dragging a little too long. I mean, that one is 24 minutes. You know?
Mm-hmm. Well, that one had to be longer because there was a lot more that they were trying to get through on that one than the others.
Yeah, I don't know. Didn't get that interesting for me with what they were doing. But the next one was the Bounty Hunters, which I thought that was decent.
That one was decent. I actually liked that one, and how they addressed slavery and the twist at the end. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I actually really did like that one too. That kind of gauged that got my interest back after the one before. Because I watched all of these in a row.
Same, and I did like how that one looked.
I liked how it looked. I liked that story.
Yes. So the story was pretty good. Yeah.
Yes.
So I did gravitate towards that one. That's probably my second. I think that's the second best one out of the bunch.
That's okay. I think that's tied for second for me. I really liked the second episode
Yeah.
too. Like those two are tied for me for second.
And then you got Yuko's Treasure.
I liked this one too. I can't put my finger on why I didn't like it as much.
There was a lot of I felt like and maybe just because of my age, I felt like there were a lot of like really long kid moments that took me out of it. Like there was a lot of like screaming and running and like
Which studio did this one again?
This one was the what does it say? Cinema Circus, Citrus,
okay.
Cinema Citrus.
Okay.
Yeah. So there was just some stretches like when they were running from the monster, it just kind of felt like one of those. I mean, it's part of the anime style. It's like
right. It's
really
very
crazy running around, and
it's very Hayao Miyazaki.
Yeah, I guess.
Ghibli Studio. It's very that-esque, but I don't think it shows. Like, don't get me wrong. I appreciate the story, and I do like the story. I just think Hayao Miyazaki does a better job at that pacing.
Yeah. Okay.
But it could be that that's just what they do, and that's what people who are a fan of the studio love, and that's great. I'm very, very happy about that. That's not necessarily for me.
Right. Yeah. Okay. The sixth episode was The Lost Ones, this was the other sequel to The Bride, I believe, or yeah, I think it was The Bride or The Village or something like that from the first season. But
is it already bad for me to say I don't even remember this one?
Well, I tell you what I remember from the beginning. Do you? I started laughing really loud because the very beginning of this has this character in like a yellow hazmat suit, and he sticks his hand out with looks like a button and a cord, and I'm telling you that is straight out of Back to the Future. It's the same shot of like Marty McFly when he hits the Walkman on his dad and he's got the yellow hazmat suit.
I didn't laugh and I didn't make the connection until you said it right now. I get it. But that doesn't, this was when I started zoning out a bit. Obviously, because I don't even remember this.
Yeah, it was tough. It was, again, not really interesting. And
I feel so bad because so many people work so hard on these, and that's
totally.
That's why I would love to know if you're listening right now or watching, and you're in Japan. Please tell us what you think about this, because I feel like some of these probably landed better with you than it does with us.
Right. Yeah, very much so. Could have. Let's see. Then the seventh episode was The Smuggler. Again, I think this one started out. I felt like this started out really good. It wasn't terrible, but it ends up, kind of introduces an older woman as a Jedi, right?
Sorry, I'm too scared to look it up on my computer. I'm looking it up. Yeah, I don't remember this one either.
Yeah.
I watched these all today, and I don't remember this one.
Again, it's just the lack of, I don't know, just the story part is just not that interesting. I mean, there's some good moments, and it started out really interesting, but it didn't go anywhere for me.
Sorry, y'all.
Now, the one I was looking forward to the most, to be honest, was episode 8, The Bird of Paradise.
Yes. No, that one, that was interesting.
It was very interesting, and the beginning was incredible.
Oh, it was. Absolutely.
The art of this is beautiful. the movement and everything of the characters, and I was really, you could see me and Sam, my daughter, we got up, and sat at the edge of the couch and was really watching this, and then it just kind of went into this, very long, which I can appreciate. I do like this, where it goes into this long journey of this character, going through several days of just agony, in a sense,
Yeah.
with the Force, until she finds her kind of way back. But I liked it. I did like it. I think this was kind of one of the better ones.
I agree. And I agree with you. This one pulled me back in. I remember this one very well. I just wonder if they went a little too abstract.
I think they did. Yes, I think they did.
Because otherwise, I absolutely love this concept of them warring with themselves. I think the thing is that it wasn't clear regarding that in the beginning.
Right.
So when that twist happens, it feels like it's out of left field, even though it's not.
Right. I agree. I totally agree.
So, but I do love the idea of a very naive, very young Jedi losing something valuable and then trying to redefine themselves based on that.
Yep. And it's, obviously it's a journey. It's a different view of, at least the way I kind of understood it. It's a different interpretation of, falling to the dark side.
Oh, absolutely. And I loved that too.
Yeah, I did like that part of it.
Yeah.
But like you said, it got pretty abstract.
Yep.
I'm just not.
I feel like this one's
for me.
very much like Inception, where if you're not paying attention from the beginning, then you're lost.
Yeah, right.
Well, because I saw Inception when it first came out, I saw it on a plane, and my dad watched it at the same time I did. I paid attention from the beginning because people told me to. He didn't. Mid-movie, he leans over to me and goes, "What is going on?" And I'm like,
you can't miss a second of Inception.
Yeah, and I feel like this is that episode. If you're gonna actually understand what's going on, you cannot miss a second of not. Like, if you zone out for a second, you're lost. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But I don't know about you, but there are some times where I'm like, I just need to watch something mind-numbing that I don't really need to pay attention to. And other times I'm like, I actually want to be engaged.
Same. Of course, I don't know if we have to say anything about the last episode, Black.
It very abstract. I was actually drawn in at first by the animation. I thought it was very, very fascinating. And I kind of really liked it. But I didn't know what the story was.
Oh, I
feel so bad for saying that. I really, really do.
I can't even explain what I saw, to be honest.
I can't either. And like there was one.
And again, like you said, it's no disrespect to everybody that worked on this thing.
No.
I respect everybody who's an artist. Just this art is not for me.
Exactly. Like for us, and for the third time, this is why I'd love to know if in Japan this lands completely different with you.
Right.
Yeah, that one. There was even one shot in there that I was like, "Is that okay to show?" I don't know.
I think I know what you're talking about too, because I think I had the same thought.
I was like, "Is that okay?"
Right.
Am I seeing what I'm seeing? Like that okay?
Exactly.
I mean, there was no warning, so I'm assuming my mind is just in the gutter. So. But anyway. Yeah, I don't think there's much more to say about that one. And like you and I are both in the same business. We're in the same business of entertainment. And yeah, when we talk about this, we're just talking about how it lands with us personally.
Yes, totally.
But art is art. I mean, I think you and I have made it clear multiple times that we appreciate somebody who's willing to take the risk to put their art out there.
Oh, of course.
And we respect them for it. It's just whether it lands with us or not. And we understand that there is an audience for that. It just might not be us.
That's right.
And we've said that multiple times.
So, last thing, I guess if we both agree that this is probably the weakest season, which is to you the strongest season?
I'm going to say for different reasons. I'm going to say the first one is the strongest story-wise. I'm going to say the second is strongest variety-wise. And I think there are obvious reasons why that's the case. If that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I understand what you're saying. I wouldn't have probably said that, but I do think that the second season had better episodes overall. Second season had several that I can think of that the stories were really good, as well as the animations.
My favorite story, though, and it's not just because it has a sequel, but my favorite story across all three is still Ronin. Like, that is my favorite by far.
Yeah.
That's the one
I remember
think about.
Yeah. Like, I remember, so the first episode of season 2, which was called Sith.
Like, that one was good.
Yeah, I remember like the art style was a little abstract, but it was like really cool how they did it, and that was really good. And I think just there was a lot of Force related stuff in this season. That season, I don't know. I just related a little bit more to that, but
yeah.
But anyway, season 3 is out there. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Form your own opinions. Yeah. Form your own opinions on it, and
please.
It's Star Wars. Go enjoy it.
Yeah, comment. Let us know what you thought of it. If you had a different opinion than us, we definitely want to hear that.
Exactly right. Exactly right. Okay. Well, hope everybody had a good Halloween.
Ooh.
What are you doing for Halloween?
Oh, I'm staying inside.
Anything?
I'm gonna put a sign on my door that says, "Please take one piece." I'm gonna put a bowl out there, and the kids can have fun.
No kid ever takes one piece.
I know. Well, that's on them. That will not be on my conscience. That will be on theirs.
So if I haven't mentioned on here, do you know what I do? You know what I do on Halloween? Have I ever told you what I do?
I don't know if you have, actually.
So it's funny because my wife's sister, who unfortunately passed away a couple of years ago, but her favorite holiday was Halloween.
Was it really?
Oh yeah, and she spent a lot of money on just elaborate decorations, and it took her and her husband a whole weekend to get all the decorations out, put it out throughout the house as well as outside. The outside is just covered in like webs and skeletons and witches, and they even bought. Eventually, we bought like this. There's like a 12-foot one of those skeletons up there. Like, it's
amazing.
It's crazy, and they go all out, and a lot of people, that go trick or treating in the neighborhood, always come by there and take pictures because it's just a sight to see. So a couple years before she passed, because I would go over there and just help, hand out candy, or we would dress up and go walk the neighborhood a little bit, then come back. But one year she said, you know what, we need to kind of spice this up a little bit. So she bought a Michael Myers costume. And she's like, Dave, I want you to dress as Michael Myers and stand out, front and scare people, kind of thing,
You have told me this. I now remember.
Did I tell you?
You showed me videos, and it is amazing.
So I did it the first year, and I'm an actor too, so like I totally got into character, right? Never talked to anybody while I was standing there, and people would come up not knowing, because I would stand still, so not knowing if I was a statue or not. And then I would just do slight movements, and it would freak people out. And people would come up, take selfies, not being afraid, not knowing if I was a statue or not. So anyway, I did it after the first year. All of a sudden, like going into the second year, I had no plans to do it. But all of a sudden, there was just chatter around the neighborhood. Like, is Mike Myers going to be there? Is Mike Myers going to be there?
And you're like, well, now I got to be there.
Well, I got to do it. So I did it again. And again, sure enough, so many people came and like took selfies and were like, it's so like now I believe this is going to be the 5th year.
That's amazing, man.
And so but this time I bought a new mask. I bought the one where, because the one I had was just a normal white one.
Right.
I bought the new one now that has like, it's like it got charred. It's charred because he like went through a fire or something like that. So I got a new mask this year, and I'm going to be, of course, Michael Myers again tomorrow night. So.
Yeah, something I wanted to do this year, and I completely forgot to do it, but I want to do it next year. Something that we did growing up in one of our neighborhoods. It's called You Got Booed. And what it is you put in front of the front door a little basket of candy or baked goods or whatever you want. And in there is a note saying, you got booed. This came from your neighbor. Place this photo of a ghost in your window to know that you've already been booed. And now choose another neighbor to boo them.
Oh,
and so it's like a cute little like neighbor thing where like random people get booed and you can just, have fun with that.
I think they do that here too, but I don't think they call it that. I think it's something. No, actually, it might be that. It might actually be that.
So like that, it's just a fun little neighbor thing of being like, hey, you got
That's
booed.
Cool. So you're doing that, or you have?
I wanted to do it this year and I forgot about it, so I'm gonna have to wait until next year, or maybe I'll do a Christmas thing. Maybe like you got Grinched.
Yeah. Exactly.
I know it's a different IP, but that's
pretty funny. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. You got Grinched.
You got Grinched, yeah. Okay.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I want to do that. I want to do that this year. Oh man, I love that though. You showed me videos of the Michael Myers, and I'm like, man.
It's actually kind of fun. I mean, tomorrow is actually going to be pretty cold, but I
define cold. Because I'm now a Floridian. Last night it was 68 degrees and I was wearing a thin sweater.
Yeah, no, it's like low 50s right now here.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm turning into a Floridian.
It's cold. Yeah. But hey, we do what we do. It's gonna be fun.
It'll be fun.
All right, thanks everybody for joining us. Check us out on YouTube and all the podcast feeds. Go check out Star Wars Visions. Come back, kind of let us know what you're thinking, how this thing is done. And then, of course, it's almost November now, so a couple more months of the year, and then hopefully, we know soon when we're going to get some more content from Star Wars. It's either going to be, most likely it's going to be the Maul series. I'm sure they're working hard at that, so hopefully we get something about that here soon. So Hannah, appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave.
Take care, everybody. Have a great weekend. Be safe out there. We'll see you next time. May the Force be with you.